Right, 90-64, Gate City advances to the semifinals of the Region 2D tournament. Again, just as we mentioned a little bit earlier, Dan River, the top seed coming out of the Region C, has been knocked off. So the top remaining school in Region C is going to be Martinsville. Topsy-turvy night, Chris. Again, a lot of things going on. Union upsetting Virginia High last report.
But is it really an upset when it's a bear beating a Bearcat?
Well, again, make sure everybody you send those emails to Chris Carr at Sevier Middle School tomorrow, as he will be talking about that in class. So, anyway, in the words of the famous Paul Newman, take us through Statland.
Okay, so last time at home this season, Bradley Dean, 35 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals. Luke Reed, 8 points, 6 rebounds and a steal. Eli Starnes, 2 rebounds. John Compton with a rebound. Andrew Hensley, 26 points, a rebound and 3 steals. Dondre Mack, 9 points, 4 rebounds and a steal. David George, 4 points, 5 rebounds and a steal. Jake Taylor with 3 points. John Sally with 2 points and 2 rebounds. And Matthew Ghost, 3 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal.
Okay.
So there you go.
Again, domination. Gate City led from the very tip. So let's go through them. Stat of the night, again, brought to you by the law office of Jesse Walker McMurray. He does such a fantastic job for Gate City. Is a big member of the contributor to the Big Blue Boosters as well. And they also, of course, supports all of our region and everything that they do, again, from real estates and trust to what they do. So, again, appreciate them. So, Chris, let's talk about the stat of the night, again, brought to you by the law office of Jesse Walker McMurray.
30-11.
30-11. That's going to be a good year for somebody.
I don't know. I don't think I'll be around for
I don't think we'll either.
Number of rebounds.
30-11.
30-11. Gate City over Lebanon. That pretty well sums up the entire game right there. Gate City was, tonight anyway, I think 3 times better than Lebanon. The points indicated that. The rebound total indicated that. So that's my stat of the night, 30-11.
Very offensively efficient, again, what they did. Again, they made most every possession count. So, again, that is going to be the, again, stat of the night. So let's talk about the Colonial Funeral Home play of the night. Again, the Colonial Funeral Home, based in Weber City, does so much for our region. They are a huge supporter of Gate City Athletics and Gate City High School. Again, they are always there in a time of need for families around the area. So, Chris, the Colonial Funeral Home play of the night is
5:22 to go in the first. As you called it, all 5 players on the court for Gate City touched the ball. Mack hit the wide-open layup.
Again, the Blue Devils so efficient tonight, again, with most every possession. And again, it wasn't a lot of isolation ball tonight. And that's the Blue Devil team that we talked about earlier in the season that we needed to see in the postseason. And because if they can't just load up on Bradley Dean, if you've got other scorers, if you've got a Hensley, if you've got a Compton, if you've got a Luke Reed scoring points, if you've got John Sally, it's going to bode well. So, again, that is going to be the
They were definitely on all 8 cylinders tonight.
Play of the night. So, let's talk about the Delegate Terry Kilgore, leadership player of the game. Again, Delegate Kilgore right now in Richmond, which where we want to be in a few weeks. But, again, he is up there fighting for Southwest Virginia.
You think he can get us a good hotel room?
I hope so. Maybe he's got a spare bedroom in his apartment.
Suite?
I don't know.
A suite?
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll give him more airtime. That's for sure.
For sure.
As, again, he is such a contributor for us. And, again, he's been with all 5 years of Gate City Sports Radio. And, again, he has done so much. And, of course, the Gate City alumni as well. So, Chris, who you got as the player of the night?
I'm going to make you mad.
Well.
But hear me out before you judge.
Okay, so I'll cut you off at this point?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
Dean, Compton, Hensley, Mack, George, Sally.
Nope, that's very fitting.
All 5 of them undefeated their entire tenure at Gate City in the conference. Who am I missing? I thought I circled all the names.
Hensley, Mack, Compton, George, Dean, and Sally. You got them all? You do?
Yes, I said them all.
Okay. You said all 5, and I was like, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
6. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I said all the names, though. All 6 of those boys, though, in all seriousness. I mean, to go undefeated your entire time. These guys never lost a conference game.
Nope.
That is unbelievable.
4 regular season titles, 4 tournament titles. Only lost once. I guess it would be this group. One time here, lost to Science Hill a little bit earlier in the season, and that's it. So when they were 8th graders, they lost that one time to Lebanon, and that was it.
But they weren't here.
So
that's tremendous.
So that goes down as the players of the game again, our seniors, as we wish the best as we advance now to the semifinals of the region. So finally, let's talk about the Elliott Smith Blue Devil of the Game Award. Again, Elliott Smith, he and his family, a fixture in Gate City sports and athletics, as well as the community as a whole for decades after decades. Again, he was very stalwart. And, of course, he was a big member of the Boosters as well, helping to raise funds for most of the things you see around Gate City High School. So the Boosters came and they come up with this award to honor him. Again, we lost him earlier this season, and but again, he embodied what a Blue Devil was: always giving, always prideful, and again, this award goes to a player that you don't maybe see in the stat books, maybe you don't see in the news clippings. It's the person that does embody who a Blue Devil is. So, Chris, who do you got tonight as the Blue Devil of the game?
I've been thinking how I'm going to word this since the third quarter because I'd already made up my mind at that point.
Okay.
McReed. Are you familiar with Mr. McReed? It's a 1-2 punch there. Luke Reed and Andre Mack. Again, I'm splitting it, and because you can't determine between these two. Get a load of this. Reed had 8 points. Mack had 9 points. Reed had, unofficially by me, 6 rebounds. Mack had 5 with a steal. I mean, that's... If you're going to make me pick one, I could just go with somebody else because I can't differentiate between those two. So I've shortened them to McReed.
Okay, well, we'll say Eli Starnes then is the, because you really talking about Mack and Eli, no joke, and of course you got Reed. They draw the offense. The team we're playing, their number 1 and number 2 offensive threats, no matter who it is, if it's Y Central, if it's Union, if whoever, and they do a good job. And again, you don't see them all the time in the scoring column. You don't see them in a rebound, but again, they're out there. They work their hind ends off.
They're constant disruptors.
Yeah, they are.
They just break up the flow of the game.
So, 90-64.
They run interference. That's the way I've been trying to describe those two. Their play all season long, and word finally came to me. They run interference. They just mess it up. They get in there and blow it up.
So, that being said, the Blue Devils march on. Now, let's shift gears for just a moment. Let's talk about the girls. Girls play here tomorrow night. They will be taking on Virginia High. A good Virginia High team comes in at 14-8 overall on the season. Again, they came out as the number 3 seed in the Southwest District. A very competitive Southwest District this year from the girls' standpoint. Now, they played John Battle in 2 close games. They beat John Battle by 3 in one. They beat them by 10 in the other. That's the common opponent between the two teams. So, and of course, as we know, in the first round of the Mountain 7, you saw John Battle come here and almost knock off Gate City by, they won by 1. But, of course, we dominated the season series. So, don't know how much you can play into that. But, anyway, should be a great game tomorrow night here between the girls and Virginia High.
Definitely should. I'm looking forward to it.
So, with that said, I may not be involved with the broadcast tomorrow, having a little bit of surgery and a little bit of...
Is there any such thing as a little bit of surgery? I mean, seriously.
That came out completely wrong. That's just like being, you're almost a little bit pregnant. You got to either be. So anyway, having surgery tomorrow. Hope to be get the same day and hope to be back to be able to help and at least run the board. If not, it'll be Mr. Christopher and Mr. Jesse from last week that will be running it. So
Coach McCormick said he really enjoyed it, and he told me he wanted to come back. So I said, funny you should mention that.
So depends on how long I'm on the shelf. Again, where we'll be doing. But anyway, so Ideally, we will be covering the ball game tomorrow. Thursday game, a little bit up. We'll take a day at a time. So, Chris, get you some rest. Big ball game tomorrow.
I'm ready. Let's go now. Let's tip it off.
So, I'm going to go home and not eat until tomorrow, until afterwards. But anyway.
You can go to campus, get you a greasy cheeseburger, tater tots.
It's making my gallbladder hurt as we speak. All right, so, again, we'll be back on the air tomorrow in some form or fashion. Again, games time starts at 7. We'll be on the air close to that.
Assuming I can figure out how to log on if you're not going to be able to do this.
But if not, I'll be remotely. I may be in a hospital room. I might be at the house, or may not be anywhere. I don't know. That's kind of sad, but anyway, it is what it is. So
on that depressing note,
folks, no, we certainly do appreciate everybody out there, again, making us part of their Tuesday. Thank you so much for all the supporters. And, we want to say thank you to all the fans, really, again, because these broadcasts have continued to gain momentum.
Until tonight,
and then it fell off. But Saturday nights against Union was our highest basketball of the season. It still did not top last year over Radford, or the Gate City game over Radford. But, again, we want to say thank you to everybody out there listening. So
tomorrow night, if you're not able to log in, that's going to be a heavy load to bear.
So, with that said, Gate City and Virginia High coming up tomorrow night. We'll be back on the air tomorrow again, so it'll be Christopher and Mr. Jesse. So, for myself and for them, thank you so much, everyone, for listening. You're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.